Hi there, Perfecto here and welcome to my YouTube channel. I hope you're having a great day. In this video, I will give you my top 3 advice for beginner guitarists. Advice number 1, learn as many songs as you can. Learning guitar can be a pretty daunting task for a beginner, and a lot of times it seems quite overwhelming. And the best way that I've found to tackle it is to learn songs. Now, a typical song may have 3, maybe 4 chords, and that makes it easier to handle at first since you won't have to memorize a whole chord book before you start making actual music. Now, the more songs you learn, the more chords you learn. And once you have a bunch of chords under your belt, you can start venturing into guitar riffs and guitar licks. And again, the more songs you learn, the more guitar licks and guitar riffs get programmed into your fingers. Now, this is especially true for all you young guitar beginners out there because now is the time to fill that big, beautiful brain of yours with music. And all those songs you learn will come in really handy later on in life if you decide to turn pro and start doing shows and gigs, because that will be part of your repertoire. And even if you don't turn pro, when normal people, non-guitarists, ask you to play something for them, then you will be able to play actual music that they can relate to, instead of your latest E minor 7 arpeggio sweep tap extravaganza lick, which can be impressive but usually goes over your audience's heads, especially if they're not into guitar playing. Now, advice number 2, learn music theory on an as-needed basis. So don't let music theory, or the lack thereof, stop you from enjoying playing music on the guitar. Now, I think of music theory as a manual or a handbook that I consult whenever I hit maybe a mental block in the creative process, or if I come across something that sounds really interesting that it compels me to learn more about it. Now, in relation to the first advice, the more songs you learn, the more stuff you get exposed to, and you may feel the need to find out what goes on behind the reasoning of all those chords and guitar licks. And that's where music theory comes in handy. It helps you understand it better. And should you decide to teach later on, you will be able to articulate all your musical ideas and get it across effectively to your prospective students. And finally, my third advice is to play as much guitar as you possibly can, or as much guitar as your schedule permits. What guitar playing boils down to is that it is a skill that needs to be worked on and developed. So you need to program all the movements into your fingers, get the muscle memory going, and you also need to strengthen the neural pathways from your brain to your fingers so that you develop control over your fine motor skills. Now, there are products out there that market themselves as viable substitutes for a guitar, so that you can still keep working on your fingers even when a guitar is not handy. Personally, I don't believe in those products because, like, something that lets your fingers go like this or like that doesn't really translate to the hand position that you need for guitar playing. So those products, I would rather use them if, let's say, I'm rehabilitating my hand coming from injury and I need strengthening. But for general guitar playing, you don't really need them. So really, the best way to get good is to put your fingers on the strings and really get in touch and get intimate with your instrument, playing it as much as possible. I remember when I was a kid, when I was starting out, I used to practice 5, maybe 6 hours a day. I would rush home, do all my homework really quickly so that I can spend more time with my guitar. I'd play until dinner time, then after dinner time I'd play some more until I fell asleep. And I can honestly say that had I not spent all those hours playing the guitar during my early formative years as a guitar player, I would not be able to play the way I do today. Now, under the third advice, I will include these bullet points for you to consider. Now, while I advocate that you play as much guitar as you can, please do not forget to take care of your hands and your overall health. Make sure that you warm up and stretch before, during, and after each playing session. And if you are going on marathon guitar playing sessions, take a break every 25 to 30 minutes or so. Just, put the guitar down, stretch, let your body reset before continuing. Also take note of your posture. Make sure that you're not holding any uncomfortable position for long periods of time, because that will lead to injuries and unpleasantness later on down the road. Now, the next bullet point is grab every opportunity to play and jam with other musicians. Now, playing along to YouTube backing tracks is fun and practical, but do not forget that music is an interactive art form. Playing music with other people in real time really does wonders for your musical soul and opens you up to wonderful experiences and great avenues for further learning. I know I learned a lot from all my musical interactions when I was growing up, and I remember just jumping in headfirst into every musical situation that I could get myself into, because I wanted more of that musical communal camaraderie spirit thing. And I know that I'm just going to learn a lot from all those interactions. Well, there you have it. I hope this video has been helpful, or at least I've given you some food for thought as you embark on this wonderful musical journey with the guitar. If you dug this video, please give it a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and if you haven't yet, please subscribe. I will see you guys again soon. Cheers.